Would you risk everything, not to escape, but to enter hell itself? This is the story of a man who chose to be imprisoned in the most infamous death camp in history, armed with nothing but courage and a desperate hope to expose its evil. This is the story of Witold Pilecki. Before the world knew the true horror of Auschwitz, Witold Pilecki was a cavalry officer, a devoted husband and father, and a Polish patriot. He lived a life of honor, deeply rooted in the soil of a free Poland. We see him in faded photographs, a confident soldier, a loving family man. But when Nazi Germany invaded in 1939, shattering his world, his sense of duty called him to a path no one could have imagined. As the Polish resistance began to hear whispers of a new horrific camp, they needed eyes and ears on the inside. They needed a volunteer. In Warsaw on September 19, 1940, Pilecki made an unthinkable choice. He deliberately walked into a German street roundup, allowing himself to be captured. He had no idea what awaited him, only that he had to get inside a place called Auschwitz. As the cattle car doors slammed shut, plunging him and hundreds of others into darkness, he left behind his name, his family, and his freedom. He became prisoner number 4859, his mission, to witness, to document, and to organize. The gates of Auschwitz, with their cynical inscription, Arbeit macht frei, work sets you free, opened to a world of systematic dehumanization. The reality was a nightmare beyond comprehension. Starvation was a constant gnawing hunger. Brutality was the language of the guards. Death was a daily, casual occurrence. Every sunrise brought the possibility of being selected for the gas chambers, worked to death, or executed for the smallest infraction. The air itself was thick with the smoke from the crematoria and the stench of despair. Yet in this abyss, Witold Pilecki did not break. He did the impossible. He began to build a secret resistance network, the Union of Military Organization. Cautiously, he recruited inmates, creating a fragile web of solidarity. They shared scraps of food, passed information, and sabotaged German operations wherever they could. They worked to keep morale alive, reminding each other of their humanity in a place designed to erase it. Pilecki's goal was clear: gather indisputable evidence of the genocide and smuggle it out to the Allies. For nearly 3 years, Pilecki meticulously documented the camp's horrors. He detailed the gas chambers, the crematoria, the medical experiments, and the sheer scale of the killing. Using a network of brave couriers and coded messages written on the thinnest of paper, he sent his reports out of Auschwitz. These were some of the first and most detailed eyewitness accounts of the Holocaust to reach the Western Allies. Each report was a desperate plea, a cry for help. Pilecki believed that if the world knew, surely they would act. He even developed a plan for the Allies to bomb the camp, or for the Polish Home Army to launch an assault to liberate it. But the world remained silent. The reports were received in London and Washington, but they were often dismissed as exaggerations, the intelligence deemed too incredible to be true. Pilecki waited for the bombs that never fell, for the liberators who never came. He watched as the machinery of death accelerated, as hundreds of thousands were murdered. The indifference of the outside world was perhaps the cruelest blow of all. Realizing that no outside help was coming and that the Gestapo was closing in on his network, Pilecki knew he had to get the story out himself. In April 1943, after 947 days in hell, Pilecki executed a daring escape. Under the cover of night, he and 2 comrades overpowered a guard and slipped out of the camp bakery. They ran for their lives, dodging patrols and swimming across the Vistula River. It was a miraculous flight to freedom. But Pilecki's fight was far from over. He immediately wrote a comprehensive report, known today as Witold's Report, a detailed, chilling testament to the atrocities he had witnessed. He rejoined the Polish Home Army and fought bravely in the 1944 Warsaw Uprising, a heroic but tragic battle to free the capital from German occupation. When the war ended, Poland was not truly free. It had traded one form of tyranny for another, falling under the control of a Soviet-backed communist regime. For patriots like Pilecki, who had fought for an independent Poland, the new government was just another enemy. He refused to leave his homeland or abandon his principles. He began gathering intelligence on Soviet crimes and the persecution of his former comrades from the Home Army. It was a final, dangerous mission. In 1947, he was captured by the secret police. He was branded an enemy of the state, a traitor to the very nation he had sacrificed everything to save. After a brutal interrogation and a sham show trial, Witold Pilecki was sentenced to death. On May 25, 1948, he was executed in a Warsaw prison, his body buried in an unmarked grave. The communist regime tried to erase him from history, forbidding any mention of his name or his heroic mission. For decades his story was suppressed, known only to a few, but the truth cannot be buried forever. After the fall of communism, Pilecki's story was rediscovered, and he was finally recognized as one of Poland's greatest heroes. His life stands as a testament to the power of a single individual's conscience against overwhelming evil. He volunteered to enter Auschwitz so that the world could not deny the truth. His courage, his sacrifice, and his unwavering belief in human dignity shine as one of history's brightest lights in its darkest of times. His legacy reminds us that even in the deepest despair, there is hope, and that one person's actions can indeed change the world. Thank you for joining us to learn about this incredible hero. If his story moved you, please like this video and subscribe for more stories of courage and resilience. Your support helps us keep these vital histories alive.